Good evening, and welcome to tonight's session of Ones Upon a Roll, where us, the Ones Upon a Roll Dungeons and Dragons group, get together to continue our campaign. Last we left off, the group had left Grandor in their way towards the city of Worthy. The group is in search of a group of slavers who had taken Nedadian's mother. A lead came in suggesting that somebody who has had dealings with these slavers was in the city, and so they made their way there. Learning that the city for some time has been under quarantine as a plague has taken it. On their way, they passed by a strange little village who were celebrating the successful defense against these frog-like humanoid creatures. A little bit of revelry was had. You guys spent the night outside of the town and then woke up to continue your way, where you had found a mutilated corpse of a large bison-like creature. Different than what you would expect had this been just a hunt of some wild animal, as most of the creature seemed to be left uneaten. Continuing down the road, you found bodies, human bodies, carrying armor and weapons as if trained, but also slain, as you found out fairly recently, maybe only a couple hours. Continuing this investigation, Nedadian herself followed the trail of a body that seemed to have been intentionally dragged off the road some ways, where from the shadows you heard a snarling. As you look up from the body that you had tracked down, Nedadian, you see a large, almost dire wolf-sized creature frothing at the mouth, this wild, feral look in its eyes, growling at you and approaching. And as it approaches closer, it lets out a howl that the rest of you hear. It pierces the otherwise silent summer's night air around you. Then you start to hear movement quickly, as from nearly all directions from the forest and tree line around, out of the fog that is hanging close and thickly around you, you see silhouettes of uh, wolf-shaped creatures, probably wolves, through the fog. Again, you guys' vision is limited to around 30 feet. But as this happens, Nadayan, the wolf near you, charges and charges at you. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Three.
Oh boy.
13.
8.
18 from Era. Okay.
19.
19. Okay. So as this happens, as this is all unfolding, you don't see exactly how many, but you hear this howl, and then you begin to hear movement and shadows through the fog of these canine-like silhouettes that are stalking quickly, but not at a full sprint in your direction. Elevorn, you are up first.
Okay, so Can I tell which direction the howling came from?
Yes, the howling came from the direction that Nedadian was had headed off in. You cannot see her or the source of it at this time.
I'm going to conjure animals and, hope that a bunch of wolves answer.
Okay. Where do you want your wolves?
In the direction I heard the noise,
Okay.
because I'm realizing that Nerdion is gone.
All right. Go ahead and make a perception check to see how accurately.
That's a 9.
9. Okay. You conjured wolves. We'll use an Elevorn wolf to denote which wolves are Elevorn.
Okay, so then I'll just be like, find Nerdion, keep her safe, you know.
Okay.
And I will, I don't know, I don't know which way to go, because I mean, do I know which way to go? Towards Nerdion.
You heard with your perception, you could see not much. You see vague shadows moving in the distance, but the fog seems to obscure them very heavily. You only get glimpses of them from time to time. Almost impossible to get a beat on. The only thing that you are relatively aware of is that the howling came from the direction of Nedadian with a 9 perception. You're not sure how far, you're not sure exactly where, but you just know a general came from behind you.
Okay, then I'm going to go behind me a little bit.
Okay, how far?
Like 15 feet?
Alright. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's what I have.
Okay. Now is your wolves, I would believe.
Okay, so they're going to try to find Nerdion.
Okay. Make a perception check for the wolves with advantage.
It's an 11.
11. Okay. What's the movement speed of your wolves?
40 feet.
Okay. Say that they would be able to get to a point where searching for Nedadian, they can see her, and your wolves can see Nedadian there with a large, gray-black furred, direwolf-looking creature. The back facing away from your conjured wolves now, as Nedadian, you see this giant wolf charging and attacking you, and then a pack of them following behind it.
Ouch.
Well, can they attack the wolf?
Yeah. You have your chart?
Getting it.
Okay.
So,
Looking for. So how many wolves do you have, and what's there to hit?
I have 8 wolves.
They have a plus what to hit?
They have a +4 to hit and like the pack tactics thing.
Yeah. So with you're looking for an 8 on the D20 roll.
Okay, so attackers needed for 1 to hit is 2.
What?
Like the D20 roll needed is an 8, so I need 2 attackers for 1 to hit.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your dice. So that means that 4 of your conjured wolves manage it to get a successful attack on the on this dire wolf. So you see these wolves charging up behind the one that is coming at you, Naradian, and before you can even brace yourself, they leap and begin to dig claw and fang into the wolf in front of you.
I mean, guess I'm starting to back off though, a little bit.
So how many of them hit? Because it was
4
damage. Okay, so it's 16 damage.
16 points of damage. Okay.
Can it make a strength saving throw?
Sure.
It has to beat an 11.
Yeah, that's a natural 1. So I don't
Okay.
think that beats an 11. So these wolves just pounce on it and begin to pin and force it down to the ground. The wolf seems surprised. It had laid in wait for you. It didn't sense these other wolves behind it, and it seems surprised. It's snarling angrily as it's fighting them off. It seems a lot stronger than the wolves that are currently pinning down, but it just got taken by surprise. So it's even now beginning to make its way back to its feet. But for now, it is prone. All right, Era, your turn. You hear a commotion, gnarled gnashing of teeth, growling, canine-like barking and snarling coming from the direction that Nedadian had left in, and from where you heard the howling moments before.
I guess I would go pursue or follow. Go towards the noise.
So, straight line.
Yeah. There.
Yep. Let's see. You can barely see just what looks like a mass of animals piling and fighting with each other in a small space, and a humanoid-shaped silhouette next to it that the outline is vaguely Netherian. You can see this happening. It's like you are maybe 5-10 feet away from having it within your field of view, but this is as far as you can reach right now. What are you doing?
Let me. Oops, I thought I was saying in the mic. Let me use Big B's hand.
Okay.
I
Where are you
believe
casting it? What kind of what flavor of Big B's hand are you using? Or where are you putting it?
I would like to put it near what I think would be Neri. But one sec.
Nedadian, there's a sort of crackling of arcane energy around you as the air begins to shimmer and form into this large hand fist, big enough to like pick you up and carry you, like giant sized. You've seen Era use this before.
Could I use the interposing hand?
Sure, you can. So where are you gonna put it though? Right next to Nary Dion? There's not enough space to wedge it between, but you can put it next to her.
Sure.
Okay. So this giant hand is there next to you, and it's looking like it's ready to attempt to ward off any attacks that happen to come your way. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just read this Bigby's hand part real quick. It's not a spell I'm completely familiar with. Could be. It's a good one. So you can change up Bigby's hand on your turns. Right now you are concentrating on that. So next up is the wolf that's in front of you, Neredion. It powers itself up often, takes one of the wolves that had pinned it, grabs it by the scruff of its neck, tosses it maybe 2 feet off of it, and makes its way back, and is going to attack you.
Of course it is.
So that is a 23 to hit.
Yes.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please. No, sorry, Strength saving throw. Strength saving throw.
Okay. $15.
Okay. You are not knocked prone. You manage to keep your footing, but you do take 14 points of piercing damage and 13 points of poison damage.
Ow. Okay.
So 27 total. As the fangs just sink into your leg and try to wrench you to the ground, you manage to stay upright and sort of get yourself free of the fangs that are clasped around you, but you feel, not before you begin to feel this sort of just sickening poison, this rot begin to take your leg as it cramps up. It is now Duran's turn. Duran. You hear the same things that everyone else is hearing. You can also just begin to see from the direction of there's a dimly lit like campfire that's off in the distance through the fog. You can just see the flickering of its light, and against that you can see coming towards you some of these wolves, just barely out of your visual range to get an exact shape of it, but you can see the sort of shadowy form through the fog.
Let's see. I'll use... I can still see Ella, right? I imagine she's
can.
still... Okay, alright, so I'm gonna use... Bless.
Bless. Was that from
my-
is that something you have, or is that the necklace?
That is... I don't have the network. It's something I prepared.
Okay. Cool.
Necklace is just stowed away.
Gotcha.
That will be on myself, Dimitri Ross, and Elevon.
Okay. So Duran grasps his holy symbol of Bahamut, chants a quick prayer under his breath, and Elevon, Demetrius, and Duran, you guys feel this light sort of caress of divine energy about you.
I'm going to move next to Demetrius.
Okay. Just one step over or in any direction.
A step over.
Okay.
And just say stick by me. It's hard to see, and we don't know how many there are. And that's it.
So, gotcha. Just so you know, you don't have to wait for your turn to respond for talking. We can keep it kind of loosey with that, as long as it's not like you can't sit down and have a whole conversation, obviously, but stuff like that is fine.
Oh, okay.
Let's just have a nice little chat.
Let's
I
have
pull
some
out a
Little
chair.
combat.
strategy,
I
guys.
pull
All
out a
right, everyone,
chair
come on,
right next to
strategy meeting.
Demetrius.
Hold up. All right, so.
A little bit of tea and crumpets, you know. Slowly,
Elahorn, can you
plan
whip something up?
civilized.
Get out your crunch utensils and. They seem to be biting me right now. What should?
What
Speaking
should I
of,
do?
next up is the wolves' turn.
Ah, woo.
So now coming out. Coming over the body that you had been looking at on these wolves, and you can see some of them have looks like drying mats of red and crimson around their muzzles. That seems to be like they had just been here not too long ago. Demetrius, you see one approaching you as well. Neredion from the other direction. A smaller wolf comes at you, and Era. You have one coming at you as well. So, with that, against you, Neredion, the first attack, or the attack is a 22 to hit.
Yeah.
All right, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Unnatural 20.
Yeah, you're good. You can feel another hit of this poison, but this time you manage to shrug it off as one of the wolf behind you comes up and sinks its teeth into your shoulders. You bat it off, and as you're preparing to either do whatever it is you're gonna do, you take 18 points of damage, a mix between piercing and poison.
Okay.
Durand, first attack against you. Each of these two wolves that is near you is going to attack you. One is going to attack Demetrius, and one is going to attack Era. So against Durand, that is a 24 to hit.
My God, yeah.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as well. And the second attack is a 19 to hit.
That one does not, and the Constitution saving throw is unnatural 20.
Okay, you're good as well. Not poisoned. So, you take... let me see. 18 points of damage, a mix between piercing and poison. And I need you to make a concentration check, so another Constitution saving throw
Oh, okay.
for Bless.
That
against-
is 22.
You're good. Against you, Demetrius.
Make that with disadvantage.
Okay. 2 19s.
Yo,
It's a
you know what?
24 to hit.
Good rolls, man. Good rolls.
Yeah, I'm starting off hot. So 24 to hit against you, Demetrius.
Yep, that hits.
Okay, so I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as well, as you take.
You can use your bless.
Oh yeah, you can add a D4 if you want.
And
Yeah,
add 2 for free because you're next to me.
Yes. So because Duran's a paladin, he has an aura for saving throws. So you get a +2 to that, and then you have a D4 for bless, so you can add that as well.
That's a 12.
12 with the D4
Yeah.
and the +2. Okay. Demetrius, as these fangs sink into your upper thigh, and it takes you a while to wrench yourself free as they're just gripping into you. You can see the foam frothing at the muzzle of this crazed wolf. You could see some like green, gray, mucus-like excretions from the nose and around like the corners of the eyes. You take 18 points of damage, both piercing and poison, and you are currently poisoned. So attack rolls and ability checks that you make are at disadvantage. Now, against Era, the attack is a 14 to hit. I believe you maged armored last time, I think. As you were approaching this scenario, or is that different? Am I incorrect? Am I misremembering that? I don't know if
No,
it
yeah, I
changes
have mage armor from last time.
Okay, so 14 to hit.
Doesn't hit.
Okay, so this time you kind of managed to dodge a little bit out of the way of this oncoming wolf, and the sort of arcane barrier of force that's kind of lightly surrounding your body prevents the wolf from finding purchase with its bite. All right, Netadian, it is now your turn.
Good boy.
Indeed.
I want to use Toll the Dead on the big wolf that first attacked me.
Okay, so that is a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
What is your spell save DC?
Where was it again?
8 plus proficiency plus your intelligence modifier. Or you should have it written down somewhere.
I think I did, but apparently I haven't.
What's your proficiency bonus? Is it 3 or 4?
It's 4.
Okay, so your intelligence modifier is what? +2?
+1.
+1? +1? Okay, so your DC is a 13. It rolled a 4.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll Toll the Dead damage, which for you is what, 2 or 3d12, I think, at this point?
Yeah, 3 d12s because it has taken damage already, hasn't
It
it?
has. It has.
So yeah.
As you cast the spell, the shadows that are clinging in the fog seem to creep towards the wolf and make their way into the claw and bite marks left by Elevorn's wolves and just sort of rip and fester into them as the dire wolf in front of you howls out with pain.
23.
23. You can see now the teeth gnashing in it, barking loudly, froth, and spittle flying in all directions. As it does, it looks pretty hurt.
And then I'm gonna use Shadow Blade on it.
Okay, so pulling from the shadows your blade you manifested in your hand, and bonus action attack.
That's 10. I don't think I
And
hit.
does not hit, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So it's writhing, its movement is becoming a little bit erratic. You're not able to find a solid enough hit to deal damage. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay, Demetrius, my friend, you are up. You and Duran now are flanked by 3 of these wolves. You can hear the commotion, the combat going on behind you, but you had just taken a pretty nasty bite from the wolf in front of you here, and you can feel this sort of sickening poison something beginning to weaken you.
I'm going to use Bane on all 3 of the wolves by me
Okay.
and Demetrius.
So is
Or
that
Duran.
a charisma saving throw?
Yes.
Okay. These things are charismatic as fuck, just so you know.
Dashing, riveting, even.
Yes, with their -2, that is a 3, a 7, and a 14. What is your DC?
17.
17. Somehow. So none of them succeed. They're all affected by Bane.
I didn't even get to use my cool thing.
And I'll use a little bit of movement to... Oh shit, I don't want to... Yeah, I think that'll be my turn then.
Okay. Next up, Elevorn.
Can I get to I'm not sure how many squares there are, but the wolf that's right up on Demetrius, can I get within range of it to touch it?
So back to you can get to where you can see it. You can still see Duran and Demetrius,
No,
and you
I
can see
need
them.
to see on top of it.
Oh, right on top of it. You can get right on top of it.
Okay, can I reach down and cast Lesser Restoration on it?
You can.
Trying to get rid of the disease.
Okay. So you reach down, you cast lesser restoration on the wolf. Demetrius, you see Eleborn reach down and with some kind of restorative healing magic reach out and touch the wolf that had just taken a chunk out of your leg.
Please work.
And you cast the spell. Nothing immediately. We'll see.
So, could I, as a bonus action, just hold my pendant and be like, none of us want to hurt you?
Okay.
Mostly.
Mostly. Alright. Era, back to you. You have a wolf on you now.
Uh. All right. Can I? Let me do grasping hand
Okay.
on the wolf next to me, near me. So move the hand towards me.
Okay.
I believe that.
Pieces out from you, Nerdion. 30 feet. It's right up there. What do you have to roll for that? Is it a contest? What is it?
Uh.
Bigby's hand. Best me hand. Use the hand strength score to resolve the grapple. Okay, so go ahead and make an athletics check with advantage. So with advantage and +8 to the roll.
Advantage +8.
Yep.
22.
Yeah. The wolf beside you is just scooped up by Bigby's hand. You can see it wrathing and trying to squirm out, but the hand clenches tight on it and is in no way able to escape.
Excellent. But I believe that would be a bonus action, right?
I believe so. Is that what Bigby's hand says?
When you cast this, yeah,
Sounds
spun
like
as
it
a
could
bonus
be.
action. Okay, yeah. Then can I fireball around Neri?
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna hold fireball actually, and I'm gonna look at Elevorn, I guess, before I decide to make barbecue. But
Actually,
anyways,
speaking of, before this decision, I also, let me go ahead and roll damage for 4 wolf attacks that hit. That should have happened right after Elevorn's turn. How much?
There isn't like a possibility of them just like getting between Meridian and the wolves, is there? At least one of them.
what was that?
She's asking me a question. Not really. I mean,
Okay.
you could, I
perfect.
guess, try to have them grapple and pull one off and back from her, but actually, like, moving them against their will, that's what it would be in some way, like a push, a shove, a grapple type thing.
Could that be their action?
It could be, if you want.
Yes, please.
I would say it would be an athletics check with advantage because they're multiple versus the wolf, if you want.
Athletics is strength.
Athletics is strength, yes. So strength with advantage.
20 total.
20 total? All right. Yeah, that works. Rolled a 16 on it. So in front of you, Neredion, the large wolf begins to be sort of forced back as these conjured wolves. Now you're recognizing them as you've seen Elevorn use this plenty of times before. Begin to shove and nip and bite at it, kind of making it take steps back. And so basically, we'll say that for that happens. Is that all right with you, Elevorn?
That's all I wanted. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now, Era, your turn. Elevorn is out of sight. You're not sure if she's out of hearing or what. So what's your play?
Oh, then yeah, I'm just gonna fireball them.
Okay.
Like, sorry.
Go
Okay.
ahead. So you can protect creatures within the area. I would say that you're not sure exactly if wolves are friendly, if these wolves aren't friendly. So knowing to protect these wolves, especially because there's so many of them, like there are 8 of these wolves against this one, and it's kind of hard to see. Okay, there are definitely some of wolves fighting wolves, but how many are on the bad side is kind of hard to tell.
I see.
Go ahead.
Then
Make
I
a
definitely.
perception check.
Yeah, let me do that first. 19.
Yeah, I would say that you would be able to accurately make out which wolves are fighting are trying to protect Netedion at this point, and which ones are trying to hurt. So yeah, you can cast your fireball, sculpt the spell around Alavorn's wolves and Netedion, and hit the other two there. So what level are you casting this at?
Just level 4.
Okay. What is your spell save DC?
17.
Okay. So first for the dire wolf, that is a 9. And for the regular wolf there, that is a 21. Go ahead and roll your fireball damage.
$46.
46 points of damage. Okay. Through the fog, kind of splitting around it as it burns away the mist, as this bead of orange energy travels towards you, and you can see it. It gets to right between you and these wolves, and then bursts and erupt. The flames making their way around you and each wolf individually in front of you, not hurting you, but you can hear the high-pitched wailing screech of the wolves as well as that in front of you. And for a moment, after the flames recede, there's no fog around you. It does begin to creep and fill in the space, but there are no wolves either, except for the conjured ones of Elevorn, as there are just 2 piles of ash.
I'm just gonna assume that was Era, and I'm gonna yell.
That's a
"Thank
fair assumption,
you!"
I think.
Yeah, I'm just gonna yell, "Thank you!"
Alright, and for a moment after like this explosion, and it kind of like sends a small bit of a gust back your way from the impact era, you can see without the fog, as your fireball had left like a trail through the fog and then exploded out, and you can see Netedion just like in the clearing for a bit before the fog begins to set back in. Now it would have been the dire wolf's turn, but it's dead, so Durand.
Wait. I'm not
What?
done.
Oh, you have movement still.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
And can I activate the flames of my blaze spikes stuff? Phlegethos?
Yeah, sure. So after you cast the
Yeah.
spell, you begin to be wreathed in small wisps of flame. Are you moving or not?
Yeah, I'm gonna move to the left. No wait, no. Move me towards the group, but like away. Yeah, but like more now. Up. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's there. Yeah. It's perfect for whatever. Close enough. Thank you.
So it does. The wolf does swipe at you. It is grappled, so it's a disadvantage. And that is a 17 to hit. Oh wait, no, disadvantage. Sorry, 10 to hit, so it does not hit.
Yeah.
Durand, your turn.
All right, well, I felt poison. I think it's a pretty good idea to turn my shield into poison.
Okay. So the wooden hide base shield that Durand is holding, that has these looking like dragon-like scales that are woven into it, shimmer, and the scales turn green.
And that was eventful. I'll I'll ask Demetrius. Hey, did they get you? Are you all right?
I'm feeling a little bit of something.
Give me a moment, and I should be able to patch you right up. That'll be my turn.
Okay. Next
20
up
seconds later.
is the wolves, right? Again, against you, Duran. The two are gonna attack. First one is a 14.
No.
Second one is a natural 20.
My God.
Indeed. And make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Constitution saving throw is 18.
18. Okay, that's successful. But you do take a mixture of piercing and poison damage.
Wait, you're gonna have to give me the exact number here. I have resistance to poison right now.
Yeah. Okay,
Help me
so
out here.
let's do the poison first, because you are resistant now.
Yeah.
So even with the crit, it would have been 18, but half 9.
Okay.
And the crit from the bite attack against you is 23.
My God.
So 32
Don't
total.
forget the
And I need
bane.
you to make a Constitution saving throw for Bless. So since you took 32, you have to beat a 16. 16 is the DC.
Holy shit, dude. Oh my God. Okay, so it is 15 plus 4, 19.
Okay, you're good. You maintain concentration on Bless, despite in the middle of you looking over and talking to Demetrius. This couple seconds that your gaze is off one of these wolves, it lunges and strikes you critically.
Just
Now, the other
interject,
wolf
did you
that is
take off the
currently
bane?
being what?
Just interject, did you take off the bane roll?
Bane does not affect a natural 20.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, it's a crit's a crit, I guess.
Yeah,
A crit's a crit.
a crit is a crit. Just like you couldn't bless yourself to a critical, you can't bane away a
Yeah.
critical.
True. Makes sense.
So, the other wolf turns and attacks
can't-
you, Elevel.
I can't pray the crit away.
That's a 15.
It doesn't hit.
So the one that you had just reached down and touched, it turns towards you. You can see that some of the effects, it looks like there's a bit of clarity in the eyes. It's not as wild and rabid, but it still is attacking you, but does not hit. It seems like it was put off a bit by that. And now the other wolf that is currently being grappled is going to try to escape the grapple. Does it have an escape DC into Bigby's hand? Man, I should just leave Bigby's hand up at this point.
I believe it does. Hold on.
Does it specify a number?
Oh my God, so many things.
Does not. So then go ahead and roll an athletics check for Bigby's hand. Advantage +8 again.
$21.
21. It is not able to escape. Rolled a 17, so even then, it's good, but not good enough. All right, Nadadian, your turn. You and the friendly puppers.
Guess I'm gonna start making my way back.
Okay.
Where I think the others still are, maybe. I don't know if they have moved. So
Okay, so at about 15 feet, you see the large arcane hand that is currently gripping one of the wolves that is squirming, trying to force and reach and claw its way out.
I ain't gonna touch that.
Okay, so it's like that's under control. Going this way, you see another silhouette in the distance. You begin to head there, and you can get to about there on your turn with just your movement, and you can see Era back to you, facing the other direction. So that's your movement.
Yeah, that's my movement. I don't. Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything because I don't. Yeah.
Okay. No dash, nothing.
Maybe yeah. Actually, yeah. I'll dash.
Okay. Past Era.
Yes.
Okay. You get there, you can see everything that's going on in front of you there.
Things seem to be going nicely here too.
Excellent.
Excellent.
All right. Demetrius, it is now your turn.
I want to cast Animate Dead on the corpse.
Okay.
Was it
Can you
necro-
read that off to me real quick? Sure.
It will raise as a zombie.
Need to find my. I must admit, I did not have a zombie mini at the ready for this session. I don't know why I wouldn't have it at the ready. Is it?
There should be something in that bag that's near the keyboard.
The bag where?
On the other side of your desk.
No, I had them in a Ziploc bag.
Man, I don't know. I don't know if Duran likes Demetrius anymore.
You liked them to begin with?
I mean, neutral in the beginning, of course. No
You had
hostility.
an opinion at all at this point?
He plays good. He plays good bagpipes.
Okay, so Dran, in front of you, as you just got bit by this wolf, pretty nastily, kind of regaining yourself, your vision swimming a bit. You can swear you see movement at your feet, but you kind of shake it off, and then again, the body of the fallen man in front of you begins to squirm, and oh, good, he's still alive. Begins to raise, leaving the shield and weapon that was there, and getting to his feet, just slack-jawed and dead-eyed. Okay. You did that, Elevorn. You noticed Demetrius casting a spell and looking at the corpse while he did that, and then this happened. Can't say exactly it's correlated though. Maybe he's not.
What? I don't. I'm gonna let the restoration the wolf again. Try for a poison this time.
Okay.
What is happening?
Surprise, guys.
Figures.
Okay. So you still have your. That was your action?
Yeah.
Actually, sorry. None of that happened.
No, it's my
What?
turn.
No.
No,
Animate
no,
Dead
no.
has a casting time of a minute.
Oh.
Oh shit! Really?
It does.
So you have to like preemptively chime in?
You do.
Holy crap,
Yeah.
dude! It's not even
Wow.
that busted, is it?
Not really. You know what? This time, because I like the implication. Going
Nah,
forward.
nah.
No. I'm the DM. You don't nah me, all right?
Okay, man. You just want this interaction to go through. All right, no problem. I'm in the zone.
That
I
was-
respect it.
But just a heads up going forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Ella's just like, oh please, and what is that? Ah.
All right, Demetrius, Duck, you still have a bonus action where you can command this risen soldier of yours.
Yeah, I'll use the bonus action to attack the wolf furthest
Okay.
to the left.
All right, so you see Demetrius kind of raise a hand and just vaguely point a finger in the direction, and the risen, the undead, goes and looks to it and attacks. Go ahead and roll a d20 for the attack, Demetrius. I don't know if you have an undead stat thing right now. It's going to be +3 to hit.
18.
How much?
I rolled an 18. You said +3.
Okay. Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll 1d6.
5.
5. So that wolf takes 6 points of bludgeoning damage. As Dran, the zombie, attacks the wolf that had just attacked you. So it looks like you and the zombie are friends now.
That is.
How that works exactly. You're right. Get ceremony ready.
I don't have it prepared.
You should
Alright.
always have it prepared.
With all that having just happened, Elevorn, it is your turn. So everyone would have seen this except for Era. Era, there's too many people in front. You wouldn't have seen with enough. There's the fog, too many people. But everybody else got a front row seat to this.
Okay, so yeah, that's what is that. And still going to try to use the restoration on the wolf again.
You do so again. As you reach down, it's like snapping at your hands. It doesn't want it, but you find a way to get a touch on it, and you, at that point, you let the magic go into the wolf's body. As you've done this twice now, go to make a wisdom check.
Just my wisdom modifier.
Yes.
It's a 16.
So, you've been an animal. You've been many animals. You've even had a bit of a relationship with wolves before, an ambivalent. Now, these wolves did seem rabid when they first appeared. The frothing at the mouths, the craziness in the eyes. It seems like this wolf here now is not exhibiting those symptoms, but is still very much aggressive towards you and the others.
Okay, I have one more thing to try, but I can't right now, so just don't die. You can bite me if you need to. You know? That's my turn.
So now it's your wolf's turn.
They'll just use their movement to come towards us, I guess. Because they were supposed to protect Neridion, so.
Dash. Alright, that's their turn. Era, it is now yours.
I'd like to crush it.
Crush it.
And
That's just damage. So.
I still keep it in its grasp, right?
Yes, crushing it does not release the grapple.
Excellent.
So go ahead and
yeah.
deal 2d6 plus your intelligence modifier.
$15.
15. That's a good roll. All right. So that's your bonus action as you hear bones beginning to crack as Bigby's hand crushes the wolf in its grasp. You still have your action.
I'm gonna like your action. What do you mean?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna like
gonna
the
just
action.
fireball.
Fireball.
It's just there's so many. Like,
It's
would
too
I?
intense. You're a wizard. I get it. What level?
3.
Okay. So I would say to hit all of the wolves.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
No. Continue.
there would be a way that you could not hit the zombie as well, but I'm not sure if you necessarily can see that far
Hit the zombie.
or would care.
Oh, you. I mean, I don't even know there's a zombie there. No.
Exactly.
Precisely. So.
So yeah,
I mean,
go ahead
you
and
know.
you protect the people that you can see. You know, okay, that's kind of that looks vaguely like Demetrius. That's Nerdion. That's Durand. Can't confuse him with anyone else. And that looks like that short thing over there, maybe beyond the walls, One. So fireball is cast. Again, this mote of heat streaks in between all of you, almost like weaving its way before it bursts and explodes. Everybody, Demetrius, everybody else, you find yourselves surrounded by this momentary inferno, but protected from it somehow. It like the explosion just bends and warps unnaturally around you. You brace yourself instinctively, Demetrius, but find that you don't need to. Anyways, go ahead and roll damage. As you said, your DC was 17, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Demetrius, go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw for the zombie.
34.
So a D20, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a minus here. D20 minus 2.
15.
15, so that fails. Okay.
It's within so many feet of Durand.
What?
It's close to Durand.
He's not a friend.
Yeah,
There
I
are
wouldn't be
stuff.
lowering it for him. Or increasing it. If anything, I'd be lowering it. I could do
Yeah,
either
he
or.
doesn't- He doesn't know. So everything in here has Bane as well. So everything is minus a D4.
Minus 2d4s.
Oh yeah, because you're at. Oh Jesus Christ, Bane stack. Does it stack?
Yo,
Should it stack? It does stack, I guess. Everything fails their saving throws from now on. I mean, the D20s would have failed anyway. The highest was a 16 on the D20s, so let's see. D20 16 minus 4 is 12, minus another 4 or minus another 1, so that's 11. 16 minus 1 is 15, minus another 1, that's 14, and then 8 minus 3 is 5, minus 3 is 2. All right, we gotta fix some shit here. No. All right, so everything fails. What is the damage, Era?
34.
34.
34. Okay, with that hit from the zombie, that's enough to take out that wolf. So. Oh yeah, and the zombie's gone. That's what we're left with. 2 very critically burned, scorched, wounded wolves. And that's it. No longer is there a body here either. Okay, is that your turn, Hera?
I would like to move left.
2 steps to the left.
Yeah, no, more, a little bit more, just
Do
because
the
they're on step
cha-cha.
2.
Do the cha-cha slide.
Okay, yeah,
Slide to the left. Slide to the right.
excellent.
Just gonna run around in a circle for 30 feet and land right back where I started. Can I do that?
Yeah,
Okay. Durand, your turn.
I'm going to very reluctantly use up 5 points to cure Demetrius's poison.
Reluctantly. So Durand's demeanor seems to have shifted. Before he seemed very, I got you in a moment, don't worry. And now he's just tentatively sort of reaching out, and you can feel this surge of divine healing energy from the hand he places on your shoulder, and that poison sickened feeling that you were afflicted with is gone.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And lay on hands is your action or bonus?
That's my action. I wish it was a bonus, dude. Come on, man. You know how much I've done in this combat?
You've done so much.
Oh, man. I'm helping. I took damage. I'm doing my job.
Eventually, you'll take your sword out.
Oh. Is that thing close enough to hit me?
The one that has been, yeah, it has. It is.
Damn it.
This one is. I guess it should be like here, but your sword is too big.
That's okay. Yeah, no, that's
this one.
fine. Alright, I'll stay where I am.
Okay. Next up is the wolves. An attack on Durand and an attack on Elevorn against Durand. With Bane. It's going to be a 17.
Nay.
And against Elevorn with Bane. Would have been a 17, but instead is a 14.
No.
Okay. Neridian, your turn.
Can I get behind the wolf that is attacking Durand on the left side? Yeah.
Yep.
And I guess I'll stab it.
Stab away.
$18.
18 does hit, yes.
Do I get sneak attack on this or not?
You do, yes, because you're flanking. You would have had
Yeah, just making
advantage as well, so.
it's fine.
No. Roll another 20. I believe in your
Get
20.
the crit!
Give me the nut.
No.
Please.
No.
Please. Please. She doesn't want to waste it. If she gets a crit, why would she want to waste it?
It's
She wants to
never a
save
waste.
the natural 20 for some other time.
Can I
Yeah.
roll the 20 for her?
No. Well, you can roll a d20. It's not going to be for her though.
Alright, I'm rolling a 20. It's a 7. This fucking dude.
Alright, what's the damage with sneak attack?
22.
Yeah, that wolf is down as Nerdion comes from behind it and just sort of leaps and plunges her dagger, shadow blade, whatever, into between the shoulder blades and drives it to the ground.
And no, that's an action. As a bonus action, I'm gonna hex the other wolf.
Okay. So the shadows reach up and cling around this wolf. It looks like it's in a very bad way. But the shadows go up and like reach down and cling to it, almost seeming like it's weighing it down.
And that's it.
Okay. Demetrius, your turn.
I'll cash. No, one second. Just cast Shatter just far enough away where it's only going to hit the wolf.
Okay.
Can
What's the DC and what's the saving throw it needs to make?
Constitution save 17.
17. Yeah. So that's a 10. So no.
$19 damage.
Okay, so with this shattering of thunder off in the distance, just enough, very close to you, it's still very loud for everybody around, but not enough to do damage. Whereas the wolf in front of you, you can see, even just before the noise even hits, it seems like it's in some sort of pain, like it can hear something that you can't. And then the shatter hits, and from the nostrils, just two streams of blood as the eyes roll back and the wolf collapses. Dead at the feet of Demetrius and Ella. Anything else, Demetrius?
Nope, that'll do it.
Alright, Elavorn, it's your turn. Nothing around you. You can hear the sort of growls, snarls, and whimperings of a wolf behind you. But the wolf that you had been reaching out to, as well as the others in this area, are either ash or dead.
just going to sit down by the wolf, and that's it.
What?
I'm just going to sit down by the wolf, and that's it. That's my turn.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Era, your turn. The only wolf that's left is the one that's in Bigby's hand.
I'll crush it.
Okay.
And
Say, go ahead and. No. So it failed. It would have rolled 2. It wouldn't have been able to escape anyway. So if you want, you can finish this wolf off.
could I knock it up unconscious?
Sure. So instead of squeezing it to try to like crush bones, you instead have the hand show restraint and kind of just cuts off the air for a while until the struggling stops. And the moment that it does, the hand releases, and the wolf, you can still see the weak breathing, rising and falling of the chest as the wolf lays prone and unconscious on its side. But we are now out of combat. So, what are you guys doing?
Could I get a closer look at the wolf and inspect it, I guess?
You walk up to the wolf as the rest of you catch your breath. It looks like a wolf that doesn't seem, on the surface, doesn't seem to be anything strange about it.
Um, is it having like?
Hmm?
Could I do like a deeper investigation or maybe like a medical check or something?
Um, sure, you can make a medicine check.
Natural 20.
Natural 20 for a total of.
Oh, I didn't even include. Hold on. 21.
Okay. So just looking at it, obviously you don't have implements or any sort of um, tools. It does look like it has some broken bones from being crushed. It does. You can see the sort of frothing and sort of mucousy excretions. You like flip the eyelid open to examine the unconscious eye beneath, but um, it doesn't. It seems like a normal wolf that maybe has had some kind of disease or madness. Maybe take it, but you're not 100% sure. Again, like even noticing this, you're not an expert on the subject. You don't have the tools or means to do any further examination beyond what you can do with your hands and eyes.
Does it smell different or anything like that?
Getting close enough to smell it, it does have a sort of bit of it's not a pleasant smell. It's not like a rotten smell or anything, but it's not pleasant. No.
I'll communicate with the team, assuming they're not walking up to it through the bracelet, and just say I haven't really found anything noticeable.
I respond. I don't know much about wolves, but I mean, yeah, this still doesn't seem normal. So
Hmm.
Well, I imagine unless we're in some sort of territory, didn't really. Did they just attack you just like that?
Well-
Mary.
yeah, it just attacked me. I was, trying to investigate things, and it just attacked me.
Did Ron take any damage during that?
A good bit, yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to put a hand on Ron's shoulder and cast Cure Wounds as I lower myself to the ground and find the flask in my backpack.
Okay. So what level cure wounds are you casting?
Just first level. It's a
Okay. So go ahead and
D8
roll
plus.
D8. Roll your healing.
Spell modifier, the attack bonus thing.
It's just your it's just your charisma modifier.
Right, so he
So
gets
not
11.
11. All right. So Dran, you regain 11 hit points as the bite wounds begin to sort of suture and close themselves a bit faster.
Well, thanks. I mean, I suppose you do have skills, aforementioned.
I will raise my flask in a cheers and take a drink.
Hmm. Well, I don't know if it's worth sticking around here any further.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want to stay around here for longer. We should try to find. Well, I think keep going as long as we can, possibly, maybe, and then rest at somewhere where I could possibly watch this fire.
Didn't we
is
see a
pretty late.
campfire?
You did. You guys are too far away to get a good look, but you do see what looks like the flickering flame of a campfire through the fog in the distance.
It would be safe.
Maybe about 50, 60 feet in front of you guys right now.
Maybe not. Maybe not here.
Not hear what?
Well, do you know how long until we can find some sort of refuge? I know this isn't the best or the most safe location right now, but at least check it out and rest a bit. But up to you guys. I could check it out real quick if you want.
I don't think I'll respond. I think I'll go to Ella, who I think is still dropped down by this wolf.
Yeah.
And kind of kneel down and like place a hand on her shoulder and be like, I noticed you were trying to help it however you could. Are you okay?
I can't help anyone or anything with anything.
Well, that's not. I mean, it might feel like that for this particular instance, but you know that not to be true.
No, it is true. Really, it is.
I guess it might be a relatively good idea to go find the camp and rest there for a moment.
By the way, I assume that we would be kind of close enough to hear this conversation.
We're kind of all huddled up, I think.
You guys are close enough. Yeah.
I'll go over to Elahorn and. I mean, wait, do I even see the wolf? The other wolf that is, like, knocked out?
Make a perception check.
Fuck you.
I'm at 20.
Yo, this is it. She saved
What?
the 20 for right now.
Nah. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Never mind.
No.
Nope.
Use lucky
That's
for right now.
What's there?
It probably would still fail even if I would use lucky.
How would you know?
Because of the fucking rolls.
You don't believe in your deity.
No.
No.
What else are you gonna use lucky for before you go to bed tonight?
This next battle he's gonna throw at us right now.
You're
Roll
as
initiative.
with your lucky as Durand is with his gold.
Okay, never mind then, I guess.
So,
So
um,
I'm not really like Ella is just very upset, just kind of dejected and defeated in many ways. She's just, so she's just going to keep talking because she just sees the wrong there. And she'd be like, I scared on Meridian's mom, and she got hurt real bad, and I don't know if she's alive even. I'm too afraid to even scry to see. And I didn't want to tell anybody because I messed up so bad. I was trying to help, and it wasn't helping, and I tried to help this, and this wasn't helping either.
don't need a perception check to have heard that, Neri.
No, please.
No, you don't. I'm saying you don't. So, you're close enough that, through the sort of haze of both Alavorn's, the haze in her mind, the maybe tears that are beginning to come to her eyes, and the fog as well. But Nerdion kind of slowly walks up to the two of you.
I'm just gonna kneel next to Elavorn if she's still kneeling and just gonna hug her.
Ella's just going to cry. I'm so sorry. I didn't want to keep things from you, but there wasn't anything to do. We had to wait. And I didn't want you to run off.
It's okay, I understand. And you really shouldn't still blame yourself. I mean, things just happen sometimes, and I'm still sure that my mom is fine. And, I'm just gonna squeeze her even harder.
And I don't know what he is, and I'm going to point at Demetrius. And I'm sorry about that too.
As Demetrius takes another deep drink.
You don't have to be sorry about him. And
Well, I was in a really big rush because I was worried about your mom. I wanted to get us wherever we needed to be fast as we could because, and I didn't. Well, I mean, usually I ask all the questions, and I didn't see a point because it doesn't matter anyway. Usually, we just do whatever.
I mean, is it too late to ask the questions now?
No, but that was scary. Did you see it? I don't know if you saw it.
You did.
What?
The zombie.
Did I see it?
You did.
Yeah, that was something, but I mean, well, I guess this comes all down to how we feel about things, but we've seen worse, I guess. You remember those big giant troll things or whatever they were when we were at the swamp?
One of them just picked up a shift and ran off with him.
Yeah, and like those, I mean, that thing that was right there and right now, that was smaller and everything, but the troll things kind of looked dead also, I guess. And those were
Why?
big. So
That thing wouldn't die. That was so freaky. Is that thing dead? The other thing? The thing that was here, is that actually? I wasn't paying attention.
I gotta look over and see if it's dead. Finish it off if it's not.
The one that was there? No, that's it's smoldering sludge and ash. Yeah, it doesn't smell great.
I
It
think
wasn't
it
like
was
it was dead for a long time, so it's not rotten. It's just, fresh human flesh.
burned flesh.
Yes.
That always smells so good. Ugh.
You guys also hear the sound of a strained, sort of scoffing, growling grunt, followed by shifting and the sound of a creature running, its footsteps getting quieter and quieter as it heads away from you.
No.
Wait, is one not live? Can I try to follow it?
Gonna be difficult. You can certainly try. It's
Okay.
faster than you on foot, you know that.
Not if I'm a wolf too.
Wild shape. Go, 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 go. Wait, I can run
All of one
fast.
kind of hears this and just turns into a wolf. Wolf or dire wolf?
Probably dire wolf. would be
Okay,
better.
One turns into a dire wolf. She stands up, and by the time she kind of turns and stands up and turns around, she's already on all fours as a dire wolf, heading off into the fog. Go ahead and make a perception check with advantage. See if you use using smell for this.
Meanwhile, Neri is just gonna be like, should we go after her?
I'm running after.
Okay, going after.
All right. And Era, were you checking out the camp?
Hands, dude.
Not anymore. It seems everyone.
Sorry.
So everyone's
No,
just
no.
chasing Elevon?
We have our bracelets. I'll check the campsite and I'll let them know via bracelet.
Not the most athletic. Understandable. She's not a
Listen.
track runner.
Why do you think she only moves 10 feet at a time? That's a choice.
That's a choice. That is a choice.
She walks everywhere. It takes up all of her movement because she's slowly
Listen,
walking.
Whoa. I was calm and collected. I don't need to run. I wasn't afraid right away.
She was in a position of power. I'm a wizard. I
wasn't
have
being
fireball.
lazy. It's not laziness, all right? It's not being out of shape, all right? It's strategic movement. I am.
Right? I strut with every foot. Well,
Just trying to position myself in the perfect centermost location for more fireballs in all directions.
actually, yes.
Just fireball that way, fireball that way. All right, what was that perception check, Elevorn?
18.
18. So, you do manage to keep a track on it. You even be starting to see it. You're faster than this creature. It seems like it's injured. It's moving slowly, but it's still sort of hobbled, running on 3 of its legs right now away from you, but you're able to catch up to it. This one, as you catch up, you can see the sort of little bits of drool and foam that is just dripping from the mouth, the scared but still wild rabbit eyes. As it sees you, snaps out at you, but begins to try to head away from you.
Can I try to grapple it?
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check.
That's a 9.
Okay, so at first it's able to slip away from you and keep going, but you're able to catch up to it and stay with it as you kind of try to take it down again and again or grab onto it, but it just keeps going, trying to get away from you, snapping back towards you, but it seems weak. It's not as mobile. Eventually you are able to get a hold, maybe 50, 60 feet later, just get a good solid hold on the back of the nape of its neck and just kind of drag it to the ground where it thrashes weakly for a little bit, but eventually just kind of lays completely still and prone on the ground as you're holding it there. Doesn't seem like it has much fight left in it. But
Okay.
Durand and Neredian, Demetrius, you going towards the camp with Era, or were you following everybody else?
I'll follow Hera.
Okay. So Durand and Neredian, you are able to, after chasing down for a while, you're able to catch up with Elevorn, and you see this sort of almost maybe 20-30 second long struggle with Elevorn as a direwolf and this other wolf before Elevorn does take the wolf down and pin it to the ground.
I'm gonna run up to the wolf and use 10 points of lay on hands, 5 to try to cure it of whatever illness it might have, and 5 to try to heal it a little bit.
Okay. You do that. It's still. But you can see the breathing sort of normalizes a bit. It's not as sporadic, not as frantic.
Could I try to just look at the round and be like going to back off? Can you not let it go? Try to like convey that, like kind of ease up off the wolf.
So as Elevorn is like currently as her on her being a direwolf, using her jaws to sort of pin this creature to the ground, you two make eye contact, and there's sort of a shifting of eyes from you, Duran, towards where she's currently biting right now, and then back to you.
Okay. I'll grab hold of it.
Okay.
So, I'll turn back into an elf and try to use dispel magic on it.
Spell magic?
Yeah, nothing else worked. I don't have anything else to try, so I really want to try. I'm gonna try like 5th level.
5th level dispel magic.
Yeah.
Okay. You do that. You weren't sure if any magical effect was affecting it before? It was already sort of passive and submissive when you had taken it down and caught up to it. It doesn't change its demeanor. The eyes do dart around a little bit more as this strange magical effect temporarily engulfs it. There's a minuscule change in its appearance, but you're not sure if anything was affecting it or if anything is still affecting it, but you cast Dispel Magic at 5th level.
Right. Talking to it?
Yeah. Okay, I'll try to talk to it.
Okay, so now you're casting Speak with Animals.
Can I use the pendant or no?
You can. Okay.
So I'll just be like, I'm sorry, I don't know where you were, but are you okay?
Leg, it hurts. Hurts. And you can see it kind of, as best as it can while being hold out, gesture to its front left leg, which is the one that seems to have a broken bone in it.
I don't have diamonds to do this thing that fixes things. It doesn't work without diamonds. Well, not diamonds.
You have that? Isn't that 7th level?
No, it's Greater Restoration. It's 5th level.
I don't think Greater Restoration fixes bones.
I don't know.
Greater Restoration doesn't fix bones.
Well, can I? Jeez, I don't know. Fine, I'll.
Greater restorations in the beads. The prayer beads.
Greater Restoration does not fix
Curses,
broken bones.
Stuff like that.
But how many times would I have to cast Greater Restoration for it to fix Broken Bone?
How many times can you cast it in the time that a broken bone will naturally heal itself?
Let's
That's
see.
your
A
answer.
broken bone would probably take like a month or something. So I'd probably be able to cast it a total of like 2 times a day.
So about
So
60 times. Yeah.
yeah. So
Cast Greater
60 times is
Restoration
how many
60
would take?
times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can fucking canonize that. I don't care. If you guys manage to find a way to cast 60 times, I'll let you.
How many diamonds do we have?
I
Yeah,
have
right?
some.
I
Okay.
guess I will have to dig around in my bag and see how many diamonds I still have left. We gave like 1 to the
Yeah.
monk.
All right, you guys have diamonds. My God.
How many do I have left? Because you only
So
gave me like
that
well,
diamond
you-
was that was worth 150 gold.
but I need the amount. How many do I have?
How many like individual diamonds do you have? Do you
Yeah,
have the gold amount?
yeah.
Uh,
You gave me like the gold amount that you gave me was like what 800 gold.
Yeah. So now you have 650 gold worth of diamonds. I guess 8 diamonds, let's say. Sure, 8 diamonds, varying sizes and quality.
Okay, so I can't fix your leg, but I could just try to cure wounds. The wolf again, like, you know.
Okay. That feels better. I'm confused though. I don't know what happened. What happened to my leg? Who are you? Why can I understand you?
Well, I can talk to animals, so that's why you can understand me. And your wolf pack, it was attacking people and things indiscriminately, and
I
that
felt
isn't.
sick. My memory is hazy. I think I remember that, but it's jarbled up with others. We got something. Something. A mixture. Many things. It's confusing. Too confusing.
Well, um, I'm not sure if it was your whole pack that you were with, uh, but you're hurt, and I could help you get better if you want.
I would appreciate that. You are able to make me feel better, and I don't know who I am. Where's my pack? Where's uh, is the sick still? Are they still sick?
No, I don't think they are sick anymore.
Oh, that's good. You helped them too. Thank you.
I couldn't help them as much as I wanted, but I can help you.
Oh, I see. That makes sense. It's starting to come back a little. We've attacked so many people. So many things that get too close. Don't know why. So many things. Confusing.
Well, like I said, if you want, you can come with us, and he can let you up if you want, or I could.
No, I need to get away from here. There's
But we
something
are going away from here.
something about this. No, I can. And Duran, the wolf, is trying to stand.
Do I let it go? Give me a sign. I don't speak woof woof. Ella, please.
I'm just gonna say, if you try to go now, you're hurt. I don't. It will.
Rather be hurt. We weren't. This is different. Something around here. I need to get away from here.
We're going
Rather
away
be
from
hurt and
here.
leave.
We're leaving. You can come with us. We're
No.
not staying here.
Where are you going?
North, I think.
You kind of translate the direction. No. That's where it gets confusing. That's where it started. Around here. I need to go the other way. I need to get away from it. Before it happens again. However you helped it, I can still feel it though. I need to get away.
Okay. And then I'll just tell Durant that he can let it go.
You let it go. It gets to your face. It gets to its feet and kind of walks up to you, Elevon, keeping one of its front paws suspended in the air. Kind of brushes its head against the back of your hand, and then begins to head in the direction that you guys had came, southward, away from where you guys are going.
So there's something bad in the north that affected them. It didn't really know what happened. It was starting to remember attacking things, but it didn't know why they were attacking things. Something about being too close to something, And he said it's worse north. So I don't know what we're going into.
Yeah, I mean, we were warned about the plague, so I was thinking that could this be the plague? Could it have spread this far already? But if it's already out over here this far, then how bad it definitely is gonna be when we get there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only reason I had, things like this prepared, because we were going towards disease or something,
Hmm.
I wasn't expecting to find this. I mean, what are people doing like this if there are people affected by this?
That's gonna be a major issue.
I'm a little afraid.
Not gonna lie, me too. But did whatever you did to that wolf, do you think it helped it?
Yeah, it was. I tried to remove magic from it, and that seemed to be. It seemed to be sick too, though. Like it wasn't just. It was both, I think.
Wow, that's even more weird.
We have to get to them. Don't let them eat anything. Era and where are they? I'm sorry. I ran off. But thank you for helping me.
So, Aaron, Demetrius, you guys are around the campfire munching on some apples. Like, oh, this is interesting now.
Oh Lord.
All right, so
Yes, I've successfully split the party again.
Aaron and Demetrius are two tieflings. Era, you head off towards the camp, and you realize as you get there are a couple tents set up. There's signs of a bit of a scuffle and struggle. There's another laid out body of another member of this traveling group that seemed to have been set upon by the wolves. And Demetrius, you hear his footsteps as he walks up behind you. Seems like they had a cart that they were pulling. The ropes themselves seem to have been cut, like they had horses, but cut them free as the wolves attacked or something like that.
Can I rummage through the cart?
Sure, go ahead and make an investigation check.
19.
19. Okay. You find a few of these, looks like casks of the cart, there's not much to rummage through. There are stacks of barrels, about 5 barrels that are stacked in this cart. Very heavy, very full, it seems. You uncork one and check, and it seems to be each one filled with lantern oil or some kind of flammable, burnable oil.
I have no idea what to do with that.
Kind of just watching, I guess, Demetrius.
Okay. So as Demetrius, you're up on the cart. Era is on the ground still, just watching you. And the both of you hear a growl. As coming out from the trees is another one of these wolves. And it's heading towards you. By the time you turn around, it's already running. But before either of you can react, from perpendicular to you hear 3 quick succession firings of a crossbow that impact into the side of this wolf, and a yelp, and the wolf just kind of slides and skids and topples over itself until it lands maybe about 5 feet in front of you, Era, dead. And from another direction coming out is a man wearing chainmail armor, sort of medium length brown hair, and loading up another crossbow. He looks to the two of you. Really shouldn't be out this far north. What are you doing here? That's where we'll take a break.
This is
Big
gonna
thing. What?
be interesting, I guess.
Okay, so Era and Demetrius, you're maybe about 50 feet away from this human man who had just entered into the clearing that this campsite is set up in. You can see a little bit further now because of the still sort of dimly lit smolders of the campfire that is still alight, but he enters and is now looking to you. Has his crossbow still at the ready. He hasn't put it away yet, and he's not taking his eyes off of the two of you.
I'm gonna jump off the cart and walk over next to Era and just pull out my rapier.
Okay. I'm
We were
not
just
looking for a fight, but I
no. There's no need for a fight. I mean, unless you're the wolves, right? Um, we're headed north, but is this common here? These wolves?
I can't say. I am traveling myself. I have encountered them on my way north too, yes. It seems as if it would be, but I cannot say for certain. What do you hope to find in the north? North meaning where, if you do not mind my asking?
We're headed to Worthy.
Worthy. Not too many people are trying to find themselves in Worthy nowadays. You are aware of the situation there currently, are you not?
Precisely. We just, I suppose, there are just things that we need to find out. But I'm not quite sure myself. We're not really from here. Um, Generally, I like to travel and visit different towns, learn about the history, write certain articles. But this seems to go beyond that, about spreading the word.
It is not a place that I would recommend a vacation destination to at this point. I myself am headed to the city of Worthy as well.
Not one to take your own advice.
I have my reasons.
Oh, so I guess I didn't have to share. But you said it yourself, right? It's dangerous.
It would seem so. At least the closer that you get to it, it seems the dangers mount. Like the wolves around the area. And like I said, and he kind of raises a sleeve, and you can see, what looks like bite mark on his upper arm that has since begun to heal up. And he's still holding the crossbow in a more relaxed position now. I apologize for my trepidation, but you cannot be too cautious, especially when traveling alone or in small numbers. Looking to the two of you. My name is Alexander. Might I ask yours?
My name is Era, and this is. I just trail off and look at him.
Demetrius, can I make like a perception or see if this guy's got any sort of like holy symbol or some sort of religious symbol visible?
Sure, make a perception check.
That is a net 20.
total up?
27.
27. So you do see that he's wearing a pendant or like a chain of some sort, but the where any sort of symbol would be, or the base of this is beneath his tunic. You can see that it is like a brass necklace, and you can see a vague sort of bulge around, like in between his chest, where the end of this pendant would hang, but you can't make out any details of it as it is beneath his clothing.
Have you had time to rest, considering you're traveling alone?
It's, it is sparse and very guarded rest, not the most blissful sleep I have had in my life, but the city is not too far away now. I should say I will be there in another day or so.
Well, we're waiting for others, or I think I am.
Others.
You'd like to travel with us? I don't see any harm in it. I promise we can protect you.
I appreciate the sentiment, and he kind of glances down to both his crossbow and then to the wolf that you guys are standing not too far away from. But I have to be careful with whom I associate. My business in Worthy is sensitive.
Well, I'm not asking you to tell me your plans. Not really. I'm just
Well, it
to make
is not.
travel.
It is not that. I just can't be sure of who it is exactly you are. And until I can be of that, I feel it best, in my own sense of self-preservation, to continue as cautiously as I have been up until this point. Worthy is a dangerous place right now, and that danger goes beyond whatever plague has taken it. But
You seem
I have
to.
friends, family, who still reside within the city walls, people that I can't just abandon. I'm trying to make my way back to them. If you find yourselves in Worthy, I'm sure we will come across each other at some point, and I will ask that you do seek me out. Maybe we could help each other then. But until then, until I am safe amongst friends and family within the walls, or as safe as I can be, I cannot allow myself to let my guard down. You said there were others. Where are the rest of these traveling companions of yours?
Around.
You see him looking around, like seemingly trying to peer through the fog. Elevorn, Nerdian, Darand. The wolf has since left. The three of you are standing in the area that you were. It's a bit further past, maybe 100, 150 feet past where you, Nerdian, were first attacked by the large wolf. So you're quite a ways away from the road which you were traveling and the campfire.
Well, we should start heading back and maybe get in contact with Era and, well, Era mostly because Demetrius doesn't have these fancy bracelets.
Yeah, we don't know what causes this, but maybe don't eat anything we find, or drink the water here.
Yeah, that might be an issue. Definitely not do that.
Create food and water for the rest of the time you're in Worthy. Create food and water and good berries. That's it. Just bland food for the next foreseeable future.
I suppose at least Neridian is gonna start walking back and also contact Eira with the bracelet, and we're coming back to where we left, and don't eat or drink anything around here.
So, Elevorn's going to just kind of turn to Thron and thank him for helping. Just like, thank you, and we should, point at Nerdion and start walking towards her while looking at Thron.
Well, you're very welcome. Although that was really all you.
Well, you did a lot. I mean, I couldn't have without you. It might have just run away. I mean, we wouldn't have any idea of what's going on.
A collective effort then.
Yeah, I need to probably ask for help a little more often.
Well, you'll always have me. That's for sure.
Oliver is going to turn really bright red and start walking towards Nerdion and be like, me too.
Okay. So you guys begin to head back. Era, you get the message through the bracelet telepathically as you're having a conversation with Alexander.
I'll look at Demetrius for a moment. They're on their way back. I'm talking in a regular tone. I'm not sure what else it is that you want to know. But I won't pry into your secrets. I only hope that if you choose to go on your own, you make it safely.
I appreciate that.
You said you had family.
I do. Yes. Quite a large one, in fact. But they are currently all being held in Worthy. Of course, it is the protocol, I suppose, for an event such as this plague that seems to have taken it, to not allow individuals out, but I can't rest well knowing that, or not knowing rather, what might be going on with them, what fate may have already befallen them, and if there's anything that I can do to change that, to help, then I have to try. See, at this point, he looks to Demetrius, who still has the rapier out, and goes and he puts the crossbow in a holster on his back and tightens the strap and just stands there with his hands clasped together, palm to palm.
I'll lower my weapon. I'm not gonna put it away, but I'll lower it.
Okay.
I understand. I respect that. I suppose if my siblings were in danger or locked up somewhere or in a bad situation, I would. Would I? I would. So I get it.
So, Nerdian, you are a little bit ahead of Durand and Elevorn, but you head back to where you had left, and you can see sort of vague shadows through the fog near the light being emitted by the campfire through the fog.
guess I'll look back towards Elorn and Durand and then just point towards the campfire and the figures and start walking.
Okay. As you guys get closer, you
Nerys.
notice that there are... What?
I said Neri saw something.
As...
Well, if I see Neridion kind of run ahead a little bit, I'm going to turn around and run towards it around and give him a quick hug. And then just kind of, start walking next to him like it didn't happen.
Okay. So as you guys approach, you begin to see more clearly Era, Demetrius, and a third figure, a human man. He looks maybe about in his mid to late 20s. Tall for a human, thick, medium-length blonde hair that falls to just beneath his jaw. And he's wearing chainmail armor and a sort of traveling cloak over it. He seems to be standing in a very sort of cordial, polite pose, dignified almost, but seems very casual and comfortable for him as he notices you exiting or entering through the fog. He looks a little bit more guarded. His eyes don't leave the three of you as you approach now. I assume these are the companions of which you spoke earlier.
Indeed, they are. I guess as they approach, I'll just kind of shrug. It seems we've run into another traveler. This wolf.
I did not intend to reveal myself, but I heard the sound of the wolves as well as a struggle going on, and I decided to take a look myself. By the time I had gotten here, it seems like most of that had subsided already. Most of that. I'm sorry, as I told your friends here, my name is Alexander.
I'm Neri. I'm not gonna say the full, I'm just gonna keep it at that.
I'm just going to wave and be like, I'm Ella. You might want to be careful. I don't know where you're going, but what's wrong with the wolves gets worse the further north you go towards. Well, we're going to Worthy. I don't know what.
That's concerning. I don't... Sorry?
It certainly is.
As I learned from your friend here, and as I have told them, it seems that we have the same destination in mind. We are all headed to Worthy, and though regrettably I do not feel as if I can travel there with you, I do wish you the best of luck in getting there, and should we meet up within the city walls, maybe we could help each other out. I'm not sure what it is that you have to deal with there, but as we all know what potentially lies in store for us, we are not going to a safe place. So I assume whatever has you all going there is as important to you as why I'm going there is to me.
Well, I don't know what kind of provisions you brought with you, but I'd be very cautious about eating anything or drinking anything if it's affecting the wildlife, like wolves.
There's a sort of like a subtle smirk as he nods. I'll keep that in mind.
Wolves aren't like this usually.
Yes.
Sick and confused.
You have a connection to the wolves.
Yeah, I was able to help one.
How?
The Rond here, motioned to him, was able to help with some sort of sickness it had. And I just kind of tried to remove any magic that might be affecting it. And
But you say that is that how you learned, or you were able to communicate with them, or some of these
yeah,
things?
I can talk to animals.
All animals, or just the wolves?
All animals?
Okay. You can see him just kind of curiously eyeing you up as seems like there's more question on the tip of his tongue, but he holds it back.
I'm now eyeing him a bit, like, curiously because his demeanor has changed a little bit at least. So I'm now a bit wary, I guess.
Alright.
Thank you, by the way, for helping Era and Demetrius.
Of course, there's already been. Well, hopefully not too much, but it seems like whatever her disease is spreading through Worthy has already caused quite a bit of pain. And he looks to not just the wolf there, but some of you sporting fresh wounds and the other dead human man here who was attacked by the wolves earlier. If the behavior of the wolves outside of Worthy is any indication of what is going on inside, well, I have people that I will need to try to help.
Yeah, about that, the wolf, they didn't really know what it had been doing at first. Like, it was just acting on, it isn't even really instinct. It was sort of just mindlessly attacking everything. If people were mindlessly attacking each other,
Mm. Do you know why? Why the wolves were behaving as such?
it said something about too close, but to what it didn't know.
Okay. And he pulls back, and you see he was very focused on this line of like question and answer with Elevon for a while, but then kind of goes and moves his glance to each of you in turn as the conversation continues, kind of falling onto Neredian for a little bit longer as your gazes meet.
Oh,
Stare back at him even harder, I guess.
oh my god.
He, he he doesn't. It's like he doesn't blink, but he averts his gaze.
If we have the same destination, then why don't we go together?
It is no offenses meant against you all, but I have had quite the journey since last in Worthy. Last I was there, this plague had not yet taken hold. But my journey back has been a bit perilous, and I've made it this far, this close, because of my instinct and my caution. And as I was explaining to them, I am going to continue practicing that caution.
Understandable.
You know, as long as your instinct tells you that you'll be okay on your own, and trust
Oh,
that. But
if whatever this plague does, as you say, could affect the wolves in such a way, and if it could affect people in such a way as you hypothesized, I feel like that's even more of a reason to not travel in a group.
how will you know, though?
I'm sorry?
How will you know if you're affected or not, though? Like,
I suppose I
could-
would not.
You could hurt people and not mean to, because that's what the wolves did. They didn't.
Yes, but if I am not around people,
You're
less
heading
chance.
to a city of people.
I suppose I could ask the same of you, but I don't feel like that would deter you in any way. We both have our reasons, our convictions for going into a place we know may be dangerous, and I respect yours, whatever they may be. Just ask that you do the
Oh,
same for me.
yes, I didn't mean disrespect. I was thinking out loud. Sorry, I do that sometimes.
Not a problem. Um,
How
as
long
I,
did you say the journey would be?
it is perhaps another day's travel from this point here. It is a little hard to tell with the fog, but um, like I said, I've been to Worthy before. I actually lived there for some time, but so I'm a little familiar with the immediate surroundings, at least.
I don't know why I'm doing this, but what if I could help get you there faster?
What?
What if I could help get you there faster?
He looks up past the fog towards uh, the sky. I feel. I do not mean any disrespect. I do hope that if we meet each other in Worthy, I will let you know where to find me. But I have come so far and gotten this close. In the last little stretch of this journey, I do not wish to compromise myself.
Where then?
There is a place in Worthy, in the Western District. It is one of the more impoverished areas. But if you head there, if things are the same as they were when I left, which they very well may not be, it has been some time. But across the road from a bakery is a small complex of buildings. I am the last place I resided, the last friend, family member I had stayed with in Worthy should still be living there in that area.
Uh, I could. I'm probably trying to go through my bag to get some maybe some food or something I can give him.
Okay.
If you're going travel alone, then just make sure you have enough to eat until you get there.
Okay, so you find one of your rations, one of your day's rations that is tied off individually, and he accepts it. Thank you. And he looks you in the eyes, the face, to your one horn and the broken one, and there's a little bit of a sort of like an amused smile, but then a gracious nod as he takes the ration. I appreciate your generosity.
Just, I guess, do your best, stay alive. But again, just because. Are you sure? Because I know you don't know us, but it could be easier.
I am sure. And I do believe that we could very well help each other with whatever it is your goals are. I'm sure that, well, mine are simply to find out what is happening in Worthy and if there's anything I can do for my friends and family that are currently there. If that is something that aligns with your goals, then I would appreciate any help there. I feel confident in my ability to get myself to Worthy safely, however.
Era had a good idea. So I'm going to dump a little bit of my water onto my my water skin. That is the word. Words are hard sometimes, and use create or destroy water and just make like kind of a water fountain for everyone to fill their flask in,
Okay.
like offering to him as well, before he leaves.
Okay. He lifts a cloak and it shows a skin there that it looks pretty full already, so he maintains a little bit of distance as you guys fill yours, and he just sort of watches you patiently. So Elevorn creates this geyser of water that you guys can refill your flasks with and your water skins.
Thank you, Oliver.
Don't thank me, thank Era. I totally forgot this.
Somehow I don't feel like this is gonna get easier, is it?
Nope.
Well, I'm sure that you could all use some rest, and I suppose I will see you in Worthy.
Guess if you ever find yourself in a pickle, just scream, Era, help me. I'll be sure to come, maybe.
I'll be sure to keep that in mind. And he gives a small nod and a smile to you all as he turns and walks back into the tree line behind the campfire, into the fog, and within a few seconds is out of sight.
I'm gonna turn to Aaron. Did you? Don't tell me you had a crush on that guy.
Wow, already.
Like 2.5
Your-
seconds going.
Your book club friend is betraying you. You guys have that stuff like fresh in your minds. It's affecting your roleplay.
No, it's nothing like that. Just in a scenario like this. Maybe Elevord is rubbing off on me. Maybe I'm being too nice now. Who knows?
Nah, it was
So-
more the way that you said that. Just scream real loud, Air, help me, and all that.
Well, of course, I intend to be a hero. My name needs to be Sungarung or something like that. No, was that to listen, Neri?
Yes.
Hush now.
Elevor's just going to sing a song and be like, Era and Alexander sitting in the tree.
I don't even know him.
Trees are nice. What? You don't have to know the tree to sit in it.
Alright. So what are you guys doing? It's too far to Worthy at the moment to make it there in one shot. You're gonna have to rest one more time. As it is pretty late right now. You guys were pretty much coming down to rest when you had seen the orcs and were confronted by the wolves. So what are you all doing? Is there anything that you guys want to do before you find a place to rest? Or as you're at that place of rest?
You, and I'm going to point at Demetrius. What are you?
Ella, I think he's a tiefling.
Jesus Christ.
But I guess, yes, Demetrius, what exactly, I mean, what are your skills?
What?
Oh, just dead things come to life around you all the time. That's totally normal.
Well, it was a means to an end, and I I don't want to talk about it.
Well, I kind of do.
It's not like he was using the body anymore.
Seeing the body.
Yeah, maybe you didn't see it, Era, but there was a zombie with the wolves, kinda. Well, apparently it was something that Demetrius here summoned, or I don't know.
It was
Necromancy?
one of the it was one of the dead swordsman mercenaries that you guys had found. He reanimated that corpse.
So it wasn't alive. It was, but it wasn't. Or what is?
Impressive.
It's not impressive. It's weird.
Death.
Well, you don't see it often, and I didn't even see it at all.
You blew it up enough to see it. Or you saw it enough to blow it up. I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, we kinda have seen similar thing because
Yeah, you have. You have. I mean, Harriton was a necromancer too.
All true.
I mean, Bask used that spell to make the dead people talk, so they
That's
were
talking, not
kinda
back to
like,
life.
I mean, they were kinda alive, I guess, in that sense that they could talk.
Technicalities that make the difference. Okay.
Magics.
Before any judgment is passed on me, death is not an end, but it is a stage. And at this point, I would like to cast Find Familiar.
Okay. So as he's saying this, you can see as he pulls out a small, fine bag, like a fine cloth. He opens it up and dumps into his hand a clattering of bones that clatter and rattle together and make this almost hollow sound as they fall out. And he casts a spell, and the bones rattle and form themselves into what looks like a skeletal hawk that takes from his hand, just kind of flutters up to his shoulder and perches itself there.
Well, I'd very much like to continue to be in this stage of life, not death. For the moment, anyways.
I agree. That isn't that precisely fun.
Eleanor isn't going to respond. She's just looking at this bird. And she's just going to kind of like just constantly just staring at this bird walk towards it. Just looking at it.
Okay.
Head tilted to the side, just really like, what? What is this?
So it was looking towards. At first, it was looking towards Demetrius for any sort of like command. But as you approach, it turns to you. The hollowed eye sockets just empty, but peering towards you.
Can I take out my pendant and just ask it if it hurts?
No response or hint that it understands you. It's just staring.
Does it? Why? It it doesn't talk? Or he or she or I don't know. And at this point, I'm like right up next to Demetrius, like very close to the bird, just kind of looking up at it.
Okay. Where this creature, this thing that he reanimated, seems like at one point it's got the frame, the skeletal structure of a hawk, and you can recognize that, but it doesn't seem to doesn't respond to you as you speak to it. It's almost like it's not an animal anymore.
Yeah, so I said what I said, like as just
Yeah.
Elborn and common, right next to Demetrius.
Yeah. I'm wondering what our paladin thinks about all of this.
So does it? Does it hurt? I tried to ask it. It didn't reply to me, but do you know? And I look at Demetrius.
It doesn't. It exists.
It doesn't feel. Do you? What is it? Is it like him or her? Is it? Is there a name? Did you give it a name? Does it not have a name? Does it matter to you? What is happening?
This is Eva. And even in death, she stays by my side.
And you can actually see the skeletal bird adjust its bony talons to get a bit closer on Demetrius's shoulder to his head and face, and sort of rubs part of like its um, skeletal head thing against the top of his head, and his horn kind of pecks at it a little bit.
Okay. Okay. So you're okay. And the horn's just going to back up. Just keep saying okay.
All of this is not uncommon. I mean, we were all friends, as mentioned before, with Bask, and Bask is an excellent person for sure.
Oh, yeah, that is why I was asking questions. Because, sometimes this is not that.
Just there's a distinct difference in one thing, which is still, I guess, a bit unsettling, which was the bringing that person back.
I don't think it was back. Was it?
Right. It's like it's not. I wouldn't imagine that the person who lived in it, because it's impossible. They can't be back. But body is being disrespected. And you could argue it's similar to what we've done before to gather information with Bask and the like. And I guess this is something similar, but it's still unsettling.
Yeah, I mean, it's only in the parts similar that were kinda alive-ish. Well, however you want to say it, but the ones that Bask was, doing that spell to, they didn't move around, they just talked. So this is I guess that's it. That is a bit creepier that the corpse is walking.
At least in that sense, the person returns back for a moment. Their body isn't being used as much as their soul returns to them, and they can assist us even after they're gone. But this is different.
I'm going to walk back up to Demetrius and kind of like, can you bend down? You know, just like motion to him. You're like a little too tall and I need to look into your eyes, please. Fine, I'll go find something to stand on. Drag it over to you.
Lift Elevorn up by her pits. Like a cat.
Okay, so Alborn is now looking in Demetrius's eyes. She's like, do you have a passenger in there too?
Is Duck even here?
Is Duck here?
Duck!
Oh, sorry, what?
Were you even listening?
I was listening to Ella getting picked up by Durand. I didn't
Yeah,
talking to
hear
you.
if anything was specified.
She was talking to you at first.
So I'm gonna stare directly into Demetrius's eyes and say,
Anyone in there?
looks like he doesn't even have one passenger.
What is happening? Where did it go?
No,
My bad. What was the question?
Oh, funny.
Nobody's home. All right. So Ella1 had asked you if you had a passenger as well.
I don't know what that means.
Alborn's going to narrow her eyes. Just kind of like really concentrating. Are you sure?
I mean, Duran can exercise him if you want.
Got you.
Oh,
I'm going to dismiss Eva, and you've seen this. I'm not going to hide it. Just take it for what it is.
Okay. He opens up the bag, and Eva, the skeletal hawk, sort of begins to flutter and fly back towards the bag. But before she gets there, kind of disassembles into the separate parts and bones that make their way back into the bag that Demetrius ties up and puts back on his waist.
Why didn't you just let it be out?
Because some of you seem a little unsettled by it.
Hmm.
The familiar less than the creature you summoned before. I've seen a
That-
familiar and I'm familiar with that. Besk had the raven that followed him. Wait.
Yeah.
No, wait. Would I hold on. Before I say that, would I have even known that? 'Cause I think
so.
only he saw it. No, okay,
No,
yeah.
You didn't always have it invisible.
Okay, yeah, true.
Yeah.
we all escaped.
But again, Bask's wasn't a skeletal raven, but yeah.
Anyways, do we want to keep going further before we camp, or do we want to camp here?
So another quick thing to note is that, just sort of out of game a little bit, is that this Eva for Demetrius is considered like the fine familiar, but it is more necromantic in the like flavor and summoning of it. It's not like Basque who would just kind of spawn this creature from just the magic and ether. This is actually he's carrying around the bones of this bird with him, and that is he's reanimating it as the Find Familiar spell.
Oh, okay. So it isn't
Fancy.
just. Okay, gotcha. So it isn't just like find familiar, literally bringing back a dead bird.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't know it. Yes, it's just Find Familiar, I guess. With our
No, okay,
characters.
that's fucked.
Okay, never mind. I don't like this anymore.
No, yeah. I mean, under that context, this is entirely different. I mean, find familiar is just that's it. It's your buddy, and this is. I mean, I guess for all intents and purposes, your buddy, but
You don't know what that bird was in life to Demetrius?
it doesn't matter. It doesn't have a soul. It's a skeleton.
It seems to have something about it, like the way it was acting towards Demetrius. So, what we saw, anyway.
So a skeletal bird that still is alive.
There's a fine difference between the manipulation of dead flesh and a soul.
So does it act only because you will it to, or does it actually have some sort of bond with you?
Both, maybe? I'm not sure yet.
Hmm.
But you're trying to find out.
Not sure if you heard it, Duck. She was kind
This is not a conversation I want to be having. We have things we must pursue.
Understandable. We should, I mean, I should be fine. But want to keep going?
It's late.
Oh, it's late. Alright, never mind. I shouldn't be fine. I'm tired.
I think a rest would do us all good. And at that point, I would like to play a song for everybody.
Well, do we want to try to get into a tree or something?
I don't mind doing that, no. I'm not sure how safe this spot is to camp. But then again, what place over here is safe?
So, you can either camp here with the dead body near the campfire, or you can find another place that you want.
Man, I need to start carrying the spell with me.
What spell?
Ceremony.
Why?
Why not?
Okay.
For a moment like
So-
this.
I don't understand.
Dead body.
No,
Wants that unlimited AC.
not happening.
Zen is never gonna let you have that many dead bodies.
You can't have it both ways. You either disturbed by the zombie thing,
Don't say
or
that
you're
yet, Cele. If they keep trying to fuck with things, they might find that many. But which ones might not be the best?
Hey,
Wait,
I'm not
wait.
trying to fuck with anything.
I could, if I come up against, if I find any dead person, I'll just always cast ceremony and do funeral rite, and he'll never be able to animate anything.
There you go. That's a good reason to have it. I like that, actually.
the opposite.
Demetrius is gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing? I wanted to use that later."
Nope.
Stop ruining my bodies!
Oh, jeez. We got the necromantic bard and a paladin. All right, not usually like the ones that clash, but okay. Anyways, you guys continue to
To
travel.
make it
for a little
wait, to
bit.
make it even crazier, it's a freaking like socially awkward paladin.
Hmm.
We're literal opposites of the spectrum.
A socially awkward paladin and the social butterfly bard, necromantic bard, kind of. Who knows what Demetrius is yet? I don't know what Demetrius is yet. But you guys find a
Yes,
place
me
to camp
neither.
down for the night, as safe as you think it can be. The fog still as dense as it was before, but you set up your camp, set up your tents, and Demetrius plays a nice song on your flute, I'm assuming?
Yeah, let's keep it toned down a little bit.
My
We don't want to pull out the
bagpipe
bagpipes.
lullaby here. Okay. So, is there anything before you guys wake up?
Well, I mean, if Ella wasn't doing a lot or wasn't hanging out with Durand and stuff like that, at least not like in the sense that they would need to be left alone, I want to go over to Elevorn.
Okay, so you find One a little bit near the camp, still within ice shot, but up in the branch of a tree.
Ella?
Hi, Neri. I'll come down.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not I got bit by the wolf, so if you wouldn't mind at least checking the wound, that it doesn't,
Oh, yeah.
too badly, infected or something. I'm not sure what you could do about it, but
I'll cast lesser restoration on her arm or wherever the bite is. The bad bite.
So it's on her leg, and you cast the restoration. Well, she has two, one on her leg, one on her shoulder. So you cast the lesser restoration, and
And then,
seems.
and like cure wounds on both, like one on each spot.
Okay.
My song was a song of rest, so everybody gets a D8 healed to their hit points.
Yeah. So if you all get an extra D8 if you want to use short rest before long rest to get hit points in case something happens in the night, which I don't know why nothing really happens to you guys when you're resting. So ever.
Roll
It's never
initiative.
happened before. It's never happened before ever.
never, ever, ever.
So if you guys want to use hit dice before you take a long rest, you get an additional D8 because of Demetrius's Song of Rest. Alright, so you feel a bit better with the restorations. You didn't feel, at least as far as you could tell, Netadian, you didn't feel like any sort of effect had begun to take you or affect your body. You didn't feel like any sluggish or feverish, and Elevorn, as you're patching her up and checking her out medically, she seems healthy.
So she also heals like 18 points of damage from the cure wound things to track the speed along the healing.
All right.
I am sorry. I should have told you sooner. I just didn't want.
I understand, and I'm not angry at you or anything. I understand why you did it, so
Well, it would be okay if you were mad. I might have been mad at me. I was doing everything I could to get us there, though. As fast as we can.
and honestly, don't be upset about it. Like I said, you had your reasons and you thought that was, good and everything, so
Good
everything,
luck there.
I'm gonna hug her back, yeah.
I'm just gonna say that I don't want to lose you again.
I'll try my best not to be lost.
Good, you better.
And even though you patched me up a little bit, but, you never know when that disease might hit you, so just, kind of keep an eye, I guess, on me.
Yeah, and I mean, if any of us is acting weird, we have to try to watch out for each other, because I don't know.
We don't want to fall under that, whatever it is.
Oh, here, I'll also cast Goodberry and give her, like, 2 of them. In case tomorrow we need it, or,
Yeah, let's hope we don't, but you'll never know.
Okay. Anything else before the long rest? So, you guys bed down. Set up your tents, get out your bedrolls, and fall asleep amidst the fog. Throughout the night, occasionally, you each wake up with a little bit of a start from the far off howling of a wolf in the distance. You just stay awake for a bit and listen. But none ever seem too close, and you get through the night without incident. Waking up in the morning. Whereas before, as you guys had traveled, begun to travel towards Worthy, with the morning sun, and as the summer heat picks up, the fog and mist would burn away and dissipate. And as you've been traveling north, that event, the dissipating of the fog, has been happening later and later into the morning. And it's not nearly as thick as it was last night. You have pretty much visibility for hundreds of feet as it does begin to burn away, but there is still small clinging wisps of it that just sort of linger. Very, very light. You all pack up and continue. It's going to be about a day's travel on foot. So about 6 to 8 hours on foot to get to Worthy.
or faster than wind walk.
You could, if you want. Is that what you guys are doing?
I suppose that doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys pack up your stuff, gather around Elavorn for the casting of Windwalk, and after a short amount of time, you guys find your bodies being dissipated into this gaseous form, and you find the road that that continued northwards towards Worthy, and you follow it. What?
Before we turn into wind and walk away, I'm going to go find Ara.
Okay.
Hi, Ara.
Hello.
It is okay to like someone, if you do like somebody.
Oh my God, not this again.
I'm just saying, anything can happen. To just not be so, or not worry about. I don't know. I guess it's not one of your approved activities that you have. Whoa.
Approved activities? What does that even mean?
I don't know. You're like comfortable with your notes and your your notes and your book. You have a book that is.
Well, I keep record on people so that I know what their weaknesses and their strengths are. Well, sort of. Not really, but yes. On people I care about. But I've kind of toned it down with the notes anyways. There's not much notes can give you when you're out in the field.
Okay, so what do you do that you enjoy doing?
Lately, nothing. Oh no, hold on. I love using my magic and everything, but I haven't really had the time to find a hobby I like. Unless you count drinking as a hobby, and I would rather not.
Drinking can be a hobby.
Not a very good one.
Aye,
Is it
raise
one-
a flask to that.
Demetrius just walks by.
Oh, I see. I think I'm not sure I understand, but I was just I don't know. You're very serious sometimes, a lot of the time, and sometimes it's good not to be so serious. I mean, you don't seem super serious. Y- hmm. I know that I kind of was joking last
anytime
night.
I make jokes, you guys don't seem to like them very much. Or I guess maybe you don't understand the jokes that I make, but
It's just kind of tilting to the side, thinking really hard. Jokes.
am I not? I mean, I may not always be expressive, but I enjoy my time here when we're not dying, I guess.
We are dying a lot of the time, though.
Yeah, but we're not dying all the time, you know. We put ourselves in situations where it can lead us to dying. It's a little bit different. But the moments leading up to that, they're okay. I choose to be here. You know that, right?
But I was just saying, those times that leading up to the almost dying or the dying or whatever's happening, like they could be enjoyable for you if you wanted them to be, or more so. So I was really just saying, if you do him, we could try to find him. And it's okay. And, I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't have gotten all excited about it.
No, nothing to really apologize for. I mean, I just really like listening in, and I guess I make notes in my head sometimes, but it's not like notes for work. Kind of the small habits some people have. Like kind of how Neri tends to glare at everybody and doesn't really care if it's noticeable, or Ron when he gets pretty stiff and awkward, or when you get angry and you turn into a different animal. These are things that I notice. I may not openly express or know how to properly react, but I'm here. And I'm here when it counts too, or I try to be. Referring to battle, but I like to read books. Kind of looking at towards Neri. I guess that's one hobby I have.
I knew it. Well, I mean, I just knew you had the one book. So you have more books now? That's good. As long as you're, doing things that make you happy too. I understand that, the silly things that I do don't always, we're all kind of different.
Well, I mean, I like the things that you do. They can be pretty entertaining or very questionable at moments, but then again, I do some questionable things too. Maybe we can find a hobby that we both enjoy together. I always wanted to give gardening a try. And cooking, I'm not the best cook, actually.
if you want to start cooking for us, you can. You can use my cooking stuff in practice while we're traveling, because we can't eat anything but what we have. So, for right now.
For a split second, an immediate memory of Freya, my older sister, just a POV of her just saying "never cook again" pops into my head.
So I'm like taking
okay.
it to her. Here's this and this, and before we go, we should eat, right? So you can cook now.
Okay, so do I use this with this? Pointing at I guess a random object towards a utensil.
Okay, so as you guys are getting ready in the morning, Era and Elavorn are preparing a meal with the rations that you had brought. And Elavorn's kind of trying to guide Era through. So Era's a bit awkward with the utensils, and Ella's a little bit awkward with trying to teach and instruct somebody. So
Guidance.
use the squiggle dupe with the cutty board.
So like every 3 seconds, Ella's putting her hand on, Era's shoulder, and just using the guidance cantrip. Please.
Okay, so Era, go ahead and make a cook's utensils check with advantage because you are being helped by Elavorn. So this is just for you. You're not proficient, so just let's say D20 plus, as Elavorn is guiding you and assisting you. Let's just call it dexterity, just your skills with the tool. So D20 plus dexterity. No, actually, yeah, sure.
$11.
That's with advantage.
Yeah.
Does guidance give anything besides advantage?
I'll give you a D4 on ability check.
Oh, plus a D4? Yeah, roll a D4.
13.
Okay. So, with Elavorn's help, Era and Elavorn, you guys prepare a meal with the food. It tastes good enough, a little bit over seasoned, and the consistency isn't perfect, but it is perfectly acceptable. It is better than some tavern food that you have had, worse than others, but it isn't bad by any means. So as
Oh,
Era, you're
I'll take
eating,
it.
just almost not eating, just staring down at everybody as they are eating the breakfast meal that you had prepared.
Ella's just eating it. She's like, this is good.
It's not bad, definitely. It's still maybe a bit less salt or something, but
I was looking at Nerdion like,
very good. Otherwise, yeah.
I'm gonna look towards Duran and Dimitri.
It's interesting. It's a bit different than what I'm used to from. Wait, do I know this?
They weren't exactly
Era
keeping
cooked
it secret, I don't think.
Okay. So yeah, it's a bit different. But not bad.
Delicious, as I pull out my flask for the first time in the morning.
Okay, so less salt. Improvements I can make within my abilities. Okay.
Alright. Breakfast is had. You guys turn to mist, wind walk is cast, and you continue on. Within a couple hours, or within an hour or so, zipping as fast as you are, you notice, even though it is now mid-morning, coming up on late morning, as you get closer to Worthy, further north, it's almost like you're catching up with the rate at which the fog can and mist can burn off, and the fog actually thickens underneath you as you fly a bit. You guys begin to see a walled city come into view. And when Worthy comes into view, the entirety of the city, as much as you can see, is shrouded by thick clouds of mist that cling and almost seem to cascade upwards on the outer walls of the city before dissipating into thin wisps. Along the walls, you can see, sort of obfuscated by the mist a little bit, are humanoid figures. You're a bit far out. You can't exactly distinguish them from this distance when you first notice. Making their rounds along the top of the walls, obfuscated by the mist where it's thin, and where it's a bit thicker, being completely obstructed from view. About every 30 feet or so along the top of the wall is a large brazier that's lit and belching thick black smoke up into the air. The mist that clings and rises against the walls of the outer of the city mix and intermingle with this smoke and continue and drift off upward with it into the sky. You can see just barely over the wall and into the city from your vantage point high up, a densely packed city. The size of this city is a bit smaller than Brushburn, maybe around the same size as Grandor, but the density of it is a lot. The amount of buildings, the population you assume just from that, seems like it would be maybe 50% larger than that of Grandor. There's a lot more densely packed buildings here. You can see on the far side a secondary wall with what looks like a 4 or 5 story structure, like a keep or a hold, some sort of large like mansion that towers over the city from the back, almost like it's looking down over it. But you're still hundreds and hundreds of feet away. What are you guys doing? Looking down, the landscape has drastically changed within the last hour. You see that despite it being summertime and there being plenty of trees, the trees seem dead, leafless. You can't see the bottom, the floor, the ground from your point of view for the fog. But you just see just forests of leafless trees sort of leading towards Worthy.
I guess we should, go down somewhere.
You guys can still, I'll say you guys can still talk when in mist form. Why not?
Okay, so I don't want to go down there.
I mean, I don't really. It looks kind of creepy and everything, but so we have to.
Didn't come here to turn back. So, yeah, we have to.
Well, I wasn't saying we turn back. I was just saying.
Well, we can go down, not inside the city quite yet, but. And, a lot I'm not sure if you can at the moment, but I mean, could you maybe talk to those trees because they seem weirdly dead this time of year?
Yeah, that is why I'm thinking maybe we shouldn't just go into the city because everything around it is dead. That concerns me a little. Like, in the Feywild, everything was all messed up. For you weren't in the Feywild era, or Demetrius, but I don't know. You guys know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Mm.
Well, if it isn't just the trees and the plants that are dead.
Well, only way to find the source of all this issue is by probably going directly into this. So
We could be selective and maybe a few of us go if you wanted to and see if there's any harm that comes to us. But I feel that's wasting a bit time. I agree with everyone's concern. I just still think we have to go.
I mean, I'm not dismissing her concerns at all, but I mean, this is worthy, isn't it? I hope it is.
I was thinking maybe we try to find a way to get in where we won't be immediately noticed. Maybe.
Yeah,
Somehow.
yeah,
You
that
guys are
sounds.
air right now, but yeah. That's up to you.
What did the guy say to meet him? Maybe we could try to find that place. We could go in like we are. Maybe they won't notice. We could go kind of slow.
Maybe.
Up to you guys.
I imagine a band of strangers walking into a quarantined city may seem a little obvious.
Well, we could kind of. It's densely packed, but we could maybe try to find a alleyway or something to, drop in and just jump back into ourselves and or something. Just go further away, but for sure. But and from what I understood, that wasn't it like so that people just couldn't leave Worthy, and nobody said anything about not being able to go in.
That is true, but I guess what is concerning me is that the wolves were not only sick, they were somehow magically affected too. So I don't know what is actually going on here, so maybe not going through proper avenues would be better.
Yeah. So should we just find an alleyway where we can transform back into ourselves and find that place that Alexander was talking about?
But it was in the west. I'm not sure. Well, it was. He used the word. What is the word he used? What is that?
Oh, what word? The slums? Is that what he said? Am I guessing? Am I putting words in his mouth? I don't know.
Oh, activity. It was like in Provish. I don't know.
I guess that means, yeah, I guess it means something that isn't all fancied up.
Or
Uh,
the opposite.
does it does like maybe we could find that part of the city based on like what he said. He said there's like a baker, but that it was. You said it was slums, and Meridian says it's fancy. Which is it?
No, I said it's not that fancy, and so it probably is slums.
Oh, okay. Let's look for that.
Okay. So you guys, as mist going to fly over the walls of Worthy and find an alleyway, is what you said?
In the slum part of town.
I mean, not sure what that is exactly. They said in like sort of one of the western districts. So how are you going? You said maybe slowly. Are you going like well above? Are you just going right above the walls? How are you doing it?
I would say with quite a bit of clearance, so as to not be like. We don't want to be detected. I mean, if they have some kind of anti-magic thing, then that's what that is, but visibly. Like moving slow so as to not disturb the fog and all of that, because being aware of like the smoke and the fog and just try to slowly meander through it instead of like super fast. Let's go.
Okay. So slowly meandering, you get to where the mist and smoke is trailing upward, and it's like reaching a barrier. You can't travel through it. It's like hitting a wall. Right at the precipice of like the walls, like just parallel with the wall, the wall extends upward. But you just
I guess I would go and try to see how tall is it? Is there like, would it end somewhere? I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
as far up as you go, and you can go pretty fast. But it doesn't seem like it has an upper limit.
Guess I'll go.
You're at the point where you're looking and you can see like the city is but a small area compared to the vast amount of landscape that you can see. You can see the mountain range in the distance behind the city, and even so, even as you go up, a lot of the detail is lost due to the blanketing of fog. You can even see where the fog begins to dissipate and die off back towards where you had come from. But there's no amount of height that you reach that you find you can get through.
Guess I would go back and let everyone know that it's not doable to go over. I guess there is no end.
Well, I don't think there was any issue with people coming in. It was only coming out. So as long as you all are invested in doing this and sticking around till it's fixed, might be our only choice.
That seems to be so.
So what are you guys doing?
Okay, before we go in, let's find a tree that's alive. Somewhere not too far away from here.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Make a perception check, out of 1.
That's 20.
20?
25.
25. Okay. You are able to find, especially from the height that you're flying, the closest one. But even the closest one, while wind walking, is about 20 minutes back south.
Okay. As long as it's alive.
That's about maybe 3 hours walking.
That is fine.
Yeah.
It seems that's the closest one that you can see that would fit what you need.
So that is what I'll do. Become an elf and go familiarize myself with the tree.
Okay. Familiarize yourself with the tree, and you can see at this is a rarity. There's not many trees that large around, and from your vantage, there was no other one that you could see for as far as that you could see, but this one stood out for that reason. It's long past the edge of where the trees started to show signs of dying off and losing their leaves. So so it's far enough away removed from that, but it's what you need, I suppose. About 3 hours outside of Worthy. And familiarize yourself with the tree. Take the minute to concentrate, turn back into mist form, and 20 minutes later, you guys are back where you were, still outside of Worthy. What are you doing?
Probably looking somewhere not super conspicuous to become just ourselves again and, go entering in a normal fashion.
So, resuming your forms, you head up to the wall, walking through the mist and fog that grows denser and denser. The closer you get to the walls of Worthy, where you can see the clouds of mist and fog rolling upwards and joining with the smoke towering off into the distance and this upwards. Gets to the point where it's worse than it was last night as far as visibility is concerned. You can only see maybe about 5-10 feet in any direction, as the fog has slowly begun to get thicker and sort of climbing and raising as you guys enter into it, heading towards the main gates of the city. It has a peculiar smell. The fog, the mist that you're standing in. It has a slight, hint of incense. And it's dry. It isn't moist like you would expect condensation and fog to be. It's still very thick and blanketing, but it has just the faintest fragrance to it. Or maybe that's something that you're smelling far off, you're not sure. You approach, and before you see it, you can hear the sound of a portcullis raising, the clattering of a winch and chain raising the guarded sort of metal bars and spikes, and the creaking and cracking sound of a large wooden set of doors opening inward. And that's the first time that you have this sort of spatial awareness, and it's within 15-20 feet of you. You continue forward and emerge from the fog to see within the city of Worthy. Densely packed structures, homes, buildings, places of business. Not many people on the streets, and those who are kind of scattered and maintaining distance from one another. And I'm just sort of solemnly and slowly going about whatever their normal day-to-day is in a place like this. You can see some of the buildings, the first ones that you see, it seems like maybe 1 out of every 3 or 4 has both the windows and doors boarded up with planks of wood. As you all step into Worthy, you kind of look back and notice that that blanketing of fog doesn't pour into the city when the doors open. It's just a wall there as the doors close behind you.
Yeah. That fog is suspicious as heck.
There's somebody else there. Somebody that you almost didn't even notice, but about 10 feet away. You can see them operating the winch, and you hear the rapid clanging of the chains as the portcullis drops and impales the metal spikes down again to doubly block off the exit from the city. There you can see, wearing dark boots that these long black pants are sort of tucked securely and snugly into, these black trousers that lead up to a long black overcoat with black gloves and a trenched hood with a mask. Dark, empty eyes and a long, hooked bird's beak. Welcome to Worthy. And that's where we'll pick up next week.
Like doctors. Yay!
Wait, who was it?
What?
It was a plague
Tell
doctor.
me. No. Tell me who
Look
was
at-
it.
We don't
His
know
name,
yet.
His name.
We have to ask. We have to ask his name.
He doesn't have a name tag?
No, he does not have a name tag.
Well, he should. He's a working man.
You can put in the complaint. You know, I'm sure they have.
I'm
The
submitting
complaint
an
process.
issue to HR.
Yeah, I'm sure they have an HR department.
Starting to think that maybe potatoes weren't the vegetable to bring.
Why not?
Oh,
Why not?
potatoes. They're filling.
Good night.
Potato.
Good night. I need to go hear Nemo's conspiracy theory. I got that. I understand.
It's all in the potatoes, man.
Good night, guys. I'll probably hop on
Good
to
night.
Destiny later, Doom.
Good
I'll be
night.
up.
What? Yep, Sally's got it. Plague Doctor.
Plague Doctor.
Of course, I knew. I mean, yeah. When you describe that mask, it's
Mhm.
Plague Doctor.
Mm-hmm. Right. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Holy biscuits night.